Watch for limited visibility this morning due to areas of dense fog. Otherwise, another warm and humid day with heavy rain possible into Wednesday. I'll track it on Futurecast coming up.
It was just a roar that was coming in, blowing in.
And a big ask from the city of Lewis for beach replenishment at Cape Shores Beach. Why the city says this is important to maintaining the beaches.
President Biden's back in D.C. after missing some 9/11 events. That and how the event was marked here on Delmarva.
Millions of dollars proposed for projects in Lewis, the work being reviewed and the ones that cost the most.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News Today. Your morning news starts right now.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. It is Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning. I'm Paige Marley.
And we start this 6 o'clock hour with talking about wind rotation in Dagsboro on Monday afternoon. This is some footage that one person took of the potential forming of a tornado. Now, we're still awaiting officially if this did become a tornado, but still a scary scene there in that part of Sussex County.
And here we see some damage. People who live in the area say the storm moved quickly through the area, leaving debris, even knocking down trees. One person had a trailer blown onto his shed. It's not known if anyone was hurt during this time from the storm, but one woman we spoke with said it was definitely a scary scene.
It was just a roar that was coming in, blowing in, and all of a sudden the house shook and the front windows was bouncing back and forth.
And other neighbors saying they feel lucky the storm didn't destroy their homes, and now the cleanup process will begin.
Yeah, again, we could learn more perhaps later today about whether or not that was officially a tornado there in Dagsboro.
That's right, but first we're going to bring in First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey. He joins us with a look at your forecast. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Paige and Matt. Anytime you see heavy objects just strewn like that, you know something was up, something came through. It's an unconfirmed tornado until they do a survey. Once the Weather Service does a survey, then they designate it as a tornado. We'll have to see if that's the case today. Visibility this morning in fog has fluctuated. We were down to 2 miles in Georgetown, now 10, 6 miles in Ocean City. I'm sure other areas are seeing even lower visibility, so be careful out there. Use the low beam headlights. Otherwise, we're seeing clear skies, so once the fog burns off, we're in good shape across Delmarva. There is a front right over the top of us, and that was the focus for that potential tornado yesterday. Could trigger more showers this afternoon. Out the door, temperatures into the 60s, so it's pleasant out there, just a little foggy in spots, and we'll see that fog through the mid-morning hours. That will start to burn off into hazy sunshine. It's going to be warm and humid again by noon, around 82 in Georgetown, 83 in Millsboro, cooler 70s along the coast, and we could see a few more isolated showers and storms this afternoon. Not to the degree like we saw yesterday, but still very warm and muggy. Watch for some brief heavy rain in some places, but that should end as we go into this evening. So for your drivecast, patchy dense fog early. Be careful of the kids at the bus stop. For the afternoon commute, isolated showers and a few storms at that time.
Got breaking news from overnight. It's been 13 days since convict Daniela Cavalcante escaped from a Pennsylvania prison, and we have just learned this morning that state police say he is armed. He's armed possibly with a rifle. Police say there have been several confirmed sightings of the inmate.
An emergency notification from Chester County 911 was sent out shortly before 11 p.m. last night, saying state police are receiving reports Cavalcante is armed with a weapon.
People in that area have been asked to lock all external doors, windows, secure vehicles, and review their surveillance cameras. Authorities say Cavalcante's shoes were found and a perimeter has been established there.
Yep, as we move on today, first on Coast TV, the city of Lewis voted unanimously last night at a city council meeting to advocate for beach replenishment at Cape Shores Beach.
Yeah, Cape Shores, it's a private community just past Savannah Beach in Lewis, and city leaders say it's long lacked replenishment as it is just outside the area that is included in the federal program.
Coast TV News reporter Heidi Kirk is in the newsroom. Heidi, for the people who live at Cape Shores, this could be game-changing.
Good morning, Matt and Paige and Bob. I actually visited Cape Shores yesterday for the first time, and I noticed the beach was rather skinny. There wasn't a lot of area to lay out. Some of the dunes were eroded and more. And that's exactly why the city's pushing for beach replenishment here. I want you to go ahead and take a look for yourself. Take a look at that footage on your screen. You're going to see that footage that we shot yesterday at Cape Shores. You may not even know exactly where this is. The Cape Shores neighborhood is approximately 1.5 miles to the historic district in the town of Lewis and downtown. Now, there are a number of homes here that access that beach, and Savannah Beach is replenished about every 3 years. But because the Cape May Lewis Ferry and the breakwater is in between the Cape Shores and the main beach, it doesn't get replenished as part of this main project. Now, the city says they want to advocate for all the people who live in that area. So what's next here? When I spoke with the city, and you'll hear more from them later, they said that they wanted to advocate for this to be part of the Water Resources Development Act in 2024. Now, it's important to note this project will not be included in the upcoming beach replenishment in Lewis. Back to you.
Hey, Kirk in the newsroom, thank you for that. New this morning, President Biden back at the White House after spending time in Vietnam. Biden became the first president to not attend ceremonies commemorating the 9/11 anniversaries in New York. And while speaking in Alaska on Monday, he falsely claimed he was in New York City the day after the terrorist attacks, when in reality he was in Washington, D.C. on that fateful day.
And 9/11 events took place all across Delmarva yesterday. In Lewis, the memory of Mark Whitford, a New York City firefighter who made the ultimate sacrifice, was honored. His family resurrected a memorial that you see there on your screen, and they do this memorial service every year to remember everyone who never went home September 11th, 2001.
In Ocean City, a memorial service was held honoring those who lost their lives on September 11th. A piece of steel from the World Trade Center rests at the memorial, symbolizing the 345 firefighters who died in the attacks.
New this morning, Delaware State Police are continuing their investigation into a car accident that left extensive debris on a highway in Millsboro. That's according to the Indian River Volunteer Fire Company, who posted these pictures to their Facebook page. The fire company saying that the accident happened at the intersection of Long Neck Road and John J. Williams Highway. According to the agency, this was a little after 11 a.m. yesterday morning. All eastbound traffic was affected while crews continued to clean up the road.
This morning, Maryland State Police will consider charging a 45-year-old Berlin woman who was involved in an electric scooter crash that led to the death of a man Monday in Berlin. Now, troopers say it happened on Route 50 west of the area of Route 589. And according to the preliminary investigation, a Ford Fusion struck the electric scooter. State police say 20-year-old Mohammed and Kensi of Turkey was driving the scooter and was pronounced dead at the hospital, while the woman who was driving the Fusion refused medical treatment.
We're going to be checking out the scene this morning in Lewis, looking at the heavily traveled 5 Points intersection. Not super heavily traveled right now, but of course that will change in just a few hours. This is just east of the downtown area. And new this morning, we have an update on over 10 projects there in Lewis. This will take place at 10 a.m. during the city's Finance Committee meeting. According to Lewis officials, there are 12 separate projects. 3 projected to cost the most are work on 3rd Street from Savannah Road to Pilot Town Road. That's over $5.3 million. Also, nearly $5 million on 4th Street from Savannah to Burton Avenue, and over $1.5 million for work on Manila Avenue. That's from Savannah Road to Kings Highway.
We are taking you live. Washington, D.C. is where we're taking you, and this is the U.S. Capitol building on this early Tuesday morning. And well, later today, that place will be a busy place. The House returns from recess, joining their Senate colleagues.
Congress faces a government shutdown if they don't act fast. NBC's Bree Jackson shows us factors that could cause the shutdown and what lawmakers are trying to do to prevent it.
With both chambers of Congress back in session today, lawmakers already face a deadline: fund the federal government by September 30th or risk the consequences of a shutdown.
The only way we'll avoid a shutdown is through bipartisanship in both houses, and time is short to get it done.
Congressional leaders agree a short-term measure is needed to give lawmakers more time to hammer out a long-term deal. One sticking point is providing more funding to Ukraine. There's bipartisan support in the Senate, but not the House.
They just want to spend a lot of money. Too much money. We've got too big of debt. In the House, we're trying to save the American taxpayers' money.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is also dealing with an internal battle. Some far-right Republicans demand an impeachment inquiry into President Biden as part of any agreement. setting the House up for a bitter debate.
We need to pursue an impeachment inquiry and go down that road.
I am more focused on the issues that I think Americans care deeply about.
Joe Biden hasn't done anything wrong.
After a weekend of strengthening ties with foreign partners, President Biden returned to Washington overnight and to a divided Congress. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
And there are just 11 working days for Congress to act and avoid a government shutdown.
Matt, we still have plenty more news to get to this morning on CoastTV News Today.
Now, Paige Fall getting upon us here with that. Also brings flu season in when and where you can attend a flu shot clinic in Delaware.
Also ahead, a Robinsonville Road detour. The progress currently underway to aid the work being done to Plantation Road.
And Threads puts a temporary block on searches related to COVID-19. That could be related to backlash Facebook previously received. All that and more on CoastTV News Today continues.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread, topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce. But don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Salisbury. One weekend only. Wacomico Civic Center. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. September 23rd and 24th. Wacomico Civic Center. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
When it's your home, we know you always want the best. And if it's unique, stylish, and custom made, Superior Screen and Glass is your place. We are dedicated to providing the highest quality craftsmanship to our clients on every project. With our Pella and Anderson certified windows and doors, we will help highlight the beauty and function of your home with energy efficient, protective glass. To make your business or home superior and beautiful, trust the experience and expertise of Superior Screen and Glass.
Draper Media presents the Shore Living Expo, celebrating health, wealth, and home. Saturday, September 30th from 10 to 4 at the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center. Brought to you by Spicer Brothers and Pohanka. Great demonstrations and interviews with Delmarva Life's Lisa and Jimmy on the expo stage, along with prizes and fun, including a weekend getaway to the Poconos from Destinations by Donaway. From crafts to home services, boats, cars, and RVs, this is a free event you don't want to miss. Go to WBOCevents.com.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread, topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce. But don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
Just about 6:13 on this Tuesday morning in a typical foggy spot. Not too bad. In fact, crystal clear in Seaford right now, 64 degrees. That doesn't mean you don't have fog where you live. We have visibility that's pretty good, around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but stations in between what you're seeing could see patchy fog, so be careful. Out the door, maybe a light jacket, light sweater, temperatures in the 60s, mainly clear skies. There is a front still hanging over us, and that could be the focus for a few showers as we go into the latter part of today. Strolling along the boardwalk or maybe jogging in Dewey Beach, we're looking at temperatures warming through the 70s. Lots of sunshine, close to 80 by 11 a.m.
Well, I got the latest on gun restriction in Delaware. A federal judge has dismissed a challenge to the state's Safe Firearms Sales Act. According to the Delaware Department of Justice, this means gun dealers in the state could be held accountable for instances of gun violence. The law says they must maintain reasonable controls designed to prevent sales to those prohibited from owning a gun and those believed to be at risk for harming themselves or others. President of the Delaware State Sportsman Association, Jeff Haig, told CoastTV News that the group hasn't been harmed enough from the law to be able to take it to court fully yet. Delaware State Police have identified 63-year-old Jorge Caicedo of Magnolia as the man who died in the two-car crash that occurred on Saturday. Police say a Ford driven by Caicedo was speeding south on Clampton Road when a Mazda was heading north. And for reasons not known, Caicedo veered out of the lane, crossed the center lane, and eventually drove into the woods, flipping the car on its side. The Mazda driver, that was a 16-year-old Milford girl, is reported to be okay.
Got a question about COVID? Don't go looking for an answer on Threads. The social media app has blocked all searches for words like COVID, coronavirus, and vaccine. The company says this search functionality temporarily doesn't provide results for keywords that may show potentially sensitive content. Facebook took some heat during the COVID pandemic for helping users spread some misinformation on the disease. Threads only activated keyword search about a week ago. Instacart's latest valuation is tens of billions of dollars below what the company was worth just a year ago. The grocery delivery company revealed in an updated initial public offering filing it's aiming to price its stock between $26 and $28 per share. Taking into account restricted stock, options, and warrants, Instacart would be valued as high as $9.3 billion. But on the bright side, it generated $242 million in profit for the first half of 2023. That's compared with a $74 million loss for the same time period a year ago.
Still to come, a detour currently in place on Robinsonville Road to make way for a new roundabout coming to Plantation Road. How some people living in that area feel about the traffic changes affecting their daily commute.
And it's a gorgeous start to the day on our Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam. You can see some of the haze and fog hugging the ground above it. Lots of clear skies. Sun's coming up in about 25 minutes. Another warm and humid day with heavy rain possible until Wednesday. Maybe some flooding. I'll track it on Futurecast after the break.
Delaware Electric Cooperative works hard to keep trees trimmed near power lines. It's one reason why Co-op Power has never been more reliable. Our members also play a role in maintaining reliability and keeping our employees safe. When planting, please leave at least 10 feet of space in front of electrical equipment and at least 5 feet of space on the other 3 sides. Also, never plant trees near power lines. And before you dig, remember to call 811 to ensure underground lines are marked. Together, we can keep everyone safe.
Transform your outdoor space with Backyard Works. We are Sussex County's one call for all your fence, deck, handrail, pergolas, shower, and trash enclosure needs. Locally owned and operated, we make all our vinyl and aluminum fence right here in Harbison, Delaware, from American-made manufacturers. Cut out the middleman and deal direct. As a TimberTech Platinum Deck dealer, our trained team will professionally install your deck that will last a lifetime. Give us a call and let us make your backyard work.
Get wild on your beach vacation with Barn Hill Preserve. Experience up-close and hands-on encounters with over 35 species. Hop around with kangaroos, hang out with sloths, and even swim with otters. Explore our not-so-typical petting zoo with many unique animal ambassadors. With our ongoing special events, there's always something new to do at Barn Hill Preserve, from a relaxing kangaroo yoga session to a playful breakfast at Munchin' with Monkeys and more. Barn Hill Preserve, the world of animals, is waiting for you.
The weather is brought to you by Spicer Brothers Construction. Born here to serve here.
When it comes to your home, you need a local contractor you can trust and quality you can count on. Spicer Brothers is properly licensed in Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia, and we're here to help.
Our team is committed to customer satisfaction, and we stand behind our work with our Platinum Plus lifetime warranty.
Right now, finance your entire project with no interest and no payments until 2025. So, for all your exterior and bathroom remodeling needs, call the company you can trust. Spicer Brothers, we've got you covered.
It is 6:18 on this Tuesday. That's a live look at Laurel on the Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam. You can still see some of that fog lingering there in Laurel, but definitely starting to clear up this morning, Bob. Bob, you were mentioning, too, some fog on the roads earlier. I think that should be kind of starting to burn away now, though.
Absolutely, but a case in point, we just saw that camera. You saw one patch of fog here, and then it was clear just on the other side of the road. So it could be like that as we go through the morning hours. But yes, we will burn that fog off by mid-morning and start to see hazy sunshine once again as we go through the day. Make sure you scan the QR code right there. That will get you to the CoastTV weather app. We've got more showers and storms to come. Isolated today, more concentrated tomorrow with a heavy rain threat. With a cold front, we're tracking Lee at the Atlantic. We've been tracking him a long time, and for us it'll be indirect effects, much like Franklin, building waves end of the week with a high rip current risk and below normal temperatures. I think we're all looking for that first fall cold front It's coming tomorrow. And then as we go through the rest of the week, cooler air coming with lower humidity. It's going to be outstanding. 85 the high today. I think this is our last day in the 80s for several days. How about that? Average high is 81. Then we're back to 78. Lots of clouds, showers Wednesday. It clears out Thursday, 77. 75 on Friday. Gorgeous. And then Saturday, 78. And with that, much lower humidity. Temperatures out the door this morning. Might need that light sweater, light jacket. Temperatures into the mid to upper 60s. Winds are light. Once again, we have some of that patchy fog. Most stations reporting around 5 to 10 miles as far as visibility, but there are pockets of that fog out there. Otherwise, we're looking at mostly clear skies all across Delmarva in the mid-Atlantic region. Here's a front that is getting hung up across the area. That was responsible for that possible tornado we had yesterday. And then there's this front that we're watching. This is the fall cold front back from Arkansas all the way into the Great Lakes. Along it, we have the showers behind it. It's the fall air mass. So it's this front we're watching for tomorrow to bring us that rain, maybe the heavy rain. But this morning on Futurecast, it's the fog. That burns off mid-morning. And then by the afternoon, we're into the low to mid-80s inland, a little cooler at the beaches. Then we'll see some of those popcorn showers and thunderstorms and maybe some heavy rain into the evening, not to the degree like we saw yesterday. And then Wednesday morning, we're watching for that front with heavy rain, maybe local flooding at that time. So watch out. It's coming through, I think, during the morning rush hour. And then we're seeing one batch move offshore in the morning hours. And then by the afternoon, the front moves through. Still a chance of some showers. It clears out tomorrow night, and then we get into that drier air mass as we go into Thursday with highs into the 70s. Could see upwards of a half inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain with this next front as we go through time. And you can see we go from humid to very humid and then right down into the comfortable range Thursday on into the weekend. Here's Hurricane Lee. Looks like he's revving up again. Winds of 115 miles per hour moving to the west-northwest. Winds of 115. It's going to make that turn soon to the north as a Category 2, run into colder water, and then as a Category 1 off of our coast by early Saturday morning, and then on into maybe the down east part of Maine, on into Nova Scotia. It's possible we could see a landfalling hurricane in the U.S. That would be in Maine because the system moves to the north and then bends to the west up near Cape Cod and into Massachusetts. And for us, that's building waves as we go into Thursday and into Friday, maybe 3 to 6 foot waves, and offshore maybe up to about 12 feet. So waves and rip currents, that'll be the main deal. Once again, there's our day part forecast. Temperatures into the 80s today. Your Paul Davis 10-day forecast. 78 with storms on Wednesday. 77 Thursday. Friday 75. Look at the lows. 50s Friday on into the weekend. Gorgeous for the weekend and on into next week.
Thanks, Bob. And a reminder, you can hear Coast TV news and weather updates throughout the day, and our family of radio stations, we're showing them for you on your screen right now. Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 FM, 93.5 The Beach, and Big 107.7.
Okay, I've been driving by this honestly multiple times a day, but the entrance to Robinsonville Road from Plantation Road, I saw it, you probably saw it, closed off yesterday as road work continues for the larger 5 Points project. Traffic will not be able to get in this way for about a month. Work continues for widening Plantation Road to add a lane for the new roundabout and realign the two roads. In the meantime, DelDOT recommends taking Cedar Grove Road to avoid that construction. However, some drivers say they can now no longer avoid seeing that orange on their daily commute.
Well, it's a little annoying because I usually take that way in the morning to go to school. But so now I'm having to go on 24 to get there. And it's a lot more backed up. It takes long to get there.
And DelDOT says that after this part of the project is complete, the next big detour will take 6 months as Salt Marsh Road.
Changes in traffic also taking place on Route 1. This is between the intersection of Route 24 and Old Landing Road near the Rehoboth Mall. Now, lanes went down from 3 to 2. This includes the reconstruction of the concrete median and storm drains, and the agency says work will continue through late November.
After the break this morning, a flu shot clinic is coming to Delaware. What doses organizers say will be available. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
McDonald's, Telemundo, Delmarva 42, Pohanka of Salisbury, Lupton Mall, and the Voice Radio Network presents the Hispanic Festival 2023. Join us to celebrate the Latin American traditions, culture, dances, art, Latin American food, kids entertainment, 7 international artists, and the biggest taco festival in Georgetown. Sunday, September 17th at noon on Ray Street in Georgetown. Tickets are $15 and kids under 10 get in free. Sponsored by.
Reel is back.
Well. Hi, folks. Hello, Pat.
With an electrifying new season.
41! Let's go win some money.
That's my cue.
Jill Tucker earned a stunning first win in yesterday's second chance competition, brought to you by Moderna. 3 new contenders. Only one will advance to this week's 2-game final on Jeopardy!
Avery Hall has a long-standing history of being involved in the community. To me, it's very important to be involved in helping local families when they're in need. We see a variation of people in need. They need to be educated, provide guidance, and that's something that we're here for, and I enjoy helping people. At the end of the day, if I'm able to rewrite a policy and save them money that can help them continue in early retirement, that would be great. I'm Steve Mason, account executive at Avery Hall Insurance.
Whether you live at the beach, travel to the beach, or want to know what's going on at the beach, get the WRDE News app. The latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Download the WRDE News app on your Apple or Android devices. Just search WRDE Coast TV. The WRDE Coast TV News app. Coverage you can count on.
Delmarva's rock station for 35 years.
Oh, flu season approaching. Bethel is holding a flu shot clinic at the Bethel Community House. This event is scheduled for Saturday, September 30th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Standard doses and high doses will be available there.
The pop-up car rally, it's most commonly known as H2OI, is possibly coming back to Ocean City, and with it, the town's special event zone. According to the town, cars are known for doing burnouts, drag racing, and speeding during this event. So, to combat that, the town is reducing speed limits to 30 miles per hour and increasing fines and penalties for violations. Ocean City says people should expect an increased police presence and expect traffic and delays in that area. The special event zone will be in effect from September 19th to the 24th.
I do like hanging out with both Paige and Bob, but I was off yesterday, did a little pier fishing at Cape Henlopen State Park. Saw that. Here's the thing, I forgot my sunscreen, and I meant to pack it, and I forgot it.
I'm going to give you credit.
And it was sunny out.
For trying to pack it. I know, Bob.
I was a little concerned.
Sunscreen police out on Matt Pensick.
In fuller force, Bob.
Make sure he's got his sunscreen. It's important to have. Even though it's after Labor Day, you certainly need your sunscreen. It's very important. And here's our UV index brought to us by Face of Grace, a practice in sun safety. And we're still in the high range. Now, the sun angle is coming down, but we're still looking at 7s pretty much today, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The exception is Wednesday, tomorrow, because we'll see more clouds, so it's down to a 5. So once again, when we're in the higher range, that higher SPF 30+, midday shade, limit your time outdoors. And then when we get into the medium range, still need that higher SPF and find that midday shade as well, as we'll see more sunshine and much cooler air. But before that, we have to get through some rain, maybe heavy rain. I'll talk about that more coming up.
All right, Bob, thank you. Also coming up on Coast TV News today, a Lewis Capital project. Over 10 projects on the agenda for today's Lewis Finance Committee meeting.
And we're going to stay in Lewis for this one. We got some beach replenishment in that area to talk about. The action taken by Lewis officials to help Cape Shores Beach community members.
But first, a storm yesterday causing the damage you see on your screen now. What one woman says about the scary scene. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
At the Preston Automotive Group, we believe a coach can have an important impact on their players' lives. And that's why we teamed up with DSN to present the Coach Who Makes a Difference Award.
Coach in your community, Preston Automotive here will donate $500 to that community.
At the end of this year, we will choose 3 of these coaches and award their programs with additional donation.
If you want to nominate your coach, just go to delmarvasportsnetwork.com and click on the Features tab.
Delmarva Sports Network and the Preston Automotive Group, together highlighting coaches who make a difference in our community.
When it's your home, we know you always want the best. And if it's unique, stylish, and custom made, Superior Screen and Glass is your place. We are dedicated to providing the highest quality craftsmanship to our clients on every project. With our Pella and Anderson certified windows and doors, we will help highlight the beauty and function of your home with energy efficient, protective glass. To make your business or home superior and beautiful, trust the experience and expertise of Superior Screen and Glass.
The 11th Annual True Blue Jazz Festival is coming your way October 11th through 15th. The big bands, vocal divas, the virtuoso players like Camille Thurman and the Darryl Green Quartet, Bobby Sanabria's Multiverse Latin Jazz Big Band, Jerry Weldon, Terrell Stafford, Libby York, Paula Johns, the annual Big Band Jazz Marathon, ticketed and free concerts with great local and regional jazz acts in Rehoboth Beach and Lewis, Delaware for everyone. Make plans to be there at the 11th Annual True Blue Jazz Festival. Get your tickets now. See the complete schedule at truebluejazz.org.
Delmarva's Classic Rock, Big 107.7.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News Today. Your morning news starts right now.
September 12th, 2023. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning.
Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Maybe I
I'm
should have
Paige
read
Marley.
the prompter a little bit.
I'm used to you saying good morning.
I know. Hey, I'm back. 2 days away
Yeah.
from you
I
and
know.
Bob.
You forgot about me.
I did.
I'll forgive you this time, but not again.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, we'll bring in first alert meteorologist Bob Trihey, who I know you missed as well.
I did.
Bob, did you miss Matt?
Yeah. Yes, I did. I did, of course. Of course, Matt. We're not a full team without you. Visibility-wise this morning, good morning, guys. We're looking at down to 2.5 miles in fog in Ocean City. All morning long, it's been fluctuating from Georgetown to Salisbury and Ocean City. Watch out for the patchy fog out there. You're not seeing the white on the map, but we are seeing pockets of that dense fog. Use the low-beam headlights. Otherwise, we're looking at clear skies. Sun's up in 9 minutes, looking really nice out there. We still have this pesky front sitting over us. That was the focus for showers and that possible tornado yesterday. Maybe more showers later today. Isolated. 64 in Greenwood right now. Seaford 66. Delmar 65. Winds are calm, and we'll be dealing with that fog through the mid-morning hours. We're looking at 60s and 70s at that time, and then by noon, still feeling like summer. Low to mid-80s inland. A little cooler along the beaches, and then we could pop up that afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Not like the coverage we saw yesterday, but maybe some brief heavy rain. Off to the bus stop. Be careful. School is just underway. Make sure you stop for the school bus when you see the flashing red lights. 67 with the fog. 83 for the kiddos off the bus. Maybe a stray shower or storm.
Thanks, Bob. This morning we hope to learn about the storm cell that passed through Dagsboro Monday afternoon. You can see here the early formation of a rotation that possibly evolved into a tornado.
Yeah, and here we're going to see some of that damage. People who live in the area say the storm moved quickly through the area, but it left behind debris and even knocked down trees. One person had a trailer blown onto his shed. It's not known just yet if anyone was hurt during that storm, but one woman we spoke with said it was definitely a scary scene.
It was just a roar that was coming in, blowing in, and all of a sudden the house shook and the front windows was bouncing back and forth.
And neighbors say they feel lucky the storm did not destroy their homes, and now the cleanup process will begin. Delaware was not the only area feeling the wrath of Mother Nature. Some strong weather has hit the U.S. in the wallet pretty hard over the past 9 months.
Yeah, weather officials say storms, twisters, wildfires, and the like have cost the U.S. more than $23 billion so far this year. And John and Lawrence shows us how these disasters are racking up a huge tab and what could be to come for the rest of the year.
Hurricane Lee is heading toward the United States and eyeing up parts of North America.
It's a serious storm, and I think there's going to be a lot of people caught off guard on the effects.
The National Hurricane Center expects Lee will weaken, but could also expand in size and gain speed over the next few days.
The fact that it's a wide-reaching storm, I'm worried if even if it's not a direct landfall, it's going to impact a lot of folks, and that means power outages inland as the winds are going to go way past the coast.
In addition to being left in the dark, some residents may also see heavy rain, gusts of wind, and potential coastal flooding.
Right now, the probability of tropical storm force winds across portions of New England is about 10 to 20% as of right now. Could that change? Yes, possibly.
The presumed damage caused by Lee will be added to the already record-breaking tab the U.S. has racked up this year from weather-related catastrophes. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says in 2023, the U.S. has had 23 disasters that cost at least $1 billion each. That passes 2020's previous record of 22 such incidents. NOAA says there's been nearly $58 billion worth of damage, and Hurricane Idalia's costs have yet to be tallied. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Price tag on all these weather problems has hit the Federal Emergency Management Agency's Disaster Relief Fund. FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell says if it isn't replenished soon, it could go broke.
This morning, the city of Lewis is advocating for a beach replenishment project at Cape Shores Beach in Lewis.
At a meeting last night, Lewis council members agreed to send a letter to the congressional delegation asking for the beach replenishment project.
CoastTV News reporter Heidi Kirk is in the newsroom. Heidi, Cape Shores is a community just outside the main stretch of Savannah Beach.
Matt and Paige, I visited Cape Shores yesterday for the first time ever, and let me tell you what, it's beautiful out there, but let me describe the beach to you. It's a little bit skinny. There's not a lot of room to lay out, and some of the dunes are eroded, which is exactly why the city is pushing for replenishment in that area. I want you to take a look for yourself. Look at your screen. You're going to see some footage that we shot out there yesterday of the Cape Shores Beach. Now, the Cape Shores neighborhood is approximately 1.5 miles to the historic district in downtown Lewis, and there are a number of homes that access that beach weekly. Now, Savannah Beach is replenished about every 3 to 4 years, but because the Cape May Lewis Ferry and the breakwater is in between the Cape Shores and the main beach, it doesn't get replenished as part of that federal package. Now, the city says they want to advocate for all people who live there and maintain the resources that make Delaware what it is.
People come to coastal Delaware primarily for the beaches, and here in Lewis, our historical community is a key appeal as well. And, you know, if we don't have beaches for people to swim, surf, paddleboard and those kind of things, it's going to have a real, negative impact on our economy.
So Matt and Paige, you might ask what's coming next. Well, the hope for the city is that it's included in next year's, the 2024 Water Resource Development Act. Now, this is important to note. It will not be included in any of Lewis's upcoming replenishment projects, but we will continue to keep you posted. Back to you.
Heidi, thank you so much. This morning we have an update on over 10 projects in Lewis. This will take place at 10 a.m. during the city's Finance Committee meeting. According to Lewis officials, there are 12 separate projects. 3 projected to cost the most are work on 3rd Street from Savannah Road to Pilot Town Road at over $5.3 million. Also, nearly $5 million on 4th Street from Savannah to Burton Avenue, and over $1.5 million for work on Manila Avenue from Savannah Road to Kings Highway.
This morning, an Ocean City man faces several felony charges after he was arrested at the Starboard in Dewey Beach. Delaware State Police went to the Starboard on Saturday night for a report of a person being disorderly at the restaurant. And there, 37-year-old Matthew Slentz did not comply when a trooper and employees tried to remove him. According to state police, Slentz allegedly pulled out a razor blade before lunging at the trooper. Slentz was tased and subdued. And after searching Slentz, state police found a concealed spring-loaded switchblade knife.
Delaware State Police are investigating a motorcycle accident that claimed the life of one man Sunday afternoon. Troopers say a 78-year-old man from Ocean View was riding a motorcycle on Bayard Road. This is just east of Zion Church Road when he lost control while going around a curve and went off the roadway. Investigators say the bike turned on its side, partially ejecting that rider as it re-entered the roadway. That man was pronounced dead later at the hospital.
Still got a lot more to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, DART Community Workshop. The feedback DART is looking for in order to make some improvements in the first state. And Aaron Rodgers captivated the sports world with his Jets debut, but it only lasted all of 4 plays. What could be confirmed very soon for the future Hall of Famer? Stay with us.
It's football season, and Delmarva Sports Network takes you into the action with Down and Distance, a new show with the Friday Night Lights matchup of the week, plus Delmarva players to watch, top plays of the week, Bayside and Henlopen Conference power rankings, and exclusive interviews with players and coaches. Tune in to DSN Fridays prior to our game of the night this fall season. Down and Distance, only on the Delmarva Sports Network. Local teams, big dreams.
Get ready to experience the ultimate sand, sea, and RV lifestyle event at the OCRV Show October 12th to the 15th at the Roland E. Powell Convention Center. Explore a vast collection of new RVs and custom van life builds tailored for those seeking the thrill of life on the road. Enjoy exciting activities like kayaking, supboarding, fishing, and yoga, along with educational speakers, BMX demos, and bay cruises. The OCRV Show is the ultimate event for those who want to learn how to live it up when on the open road. Get tickets at OCRVshow.com and embark on a journey of a lifetime.
You never know who you're helping by sharing your story. Showing girls that anything is possible.
Don't let nobody hold you down.
Teachers make all the difference in the world.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, Season 2, September 18th.
I love a good surprise. Oh my God! See, the people, they're here for you. Ladies, let's go.
Wait a minute!
New season coming September 18th to CoastTV.
It is exactly 6:41 on our Tuesday morning. Sun is coming up. Some of us seeing fog, others not so much, like our dry tech cam. Good visibility over the bay. Ocean City right now 72, but here we go. Here's the fog. 2 miles in Georgetown. We've got a big white blob over the Milford area, back into Milton, maybe back towards Lewis. So we are seeing these areas of fog, especially inland areas. 5 miles Ocean City, 10 in Salisbury. We've got temperatures in the 60s out the door, and aside from the fog, we're looking at clear skies. We'll see the sunshine today, maybe a stray shower as we go into the afternoon. Here's our Face of Grace UV index, a practice in sun safety. It's high today, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the UV levels, but it's down to a 5 on Wednesday. So when it's high, the higher SPF, midday shade, and make sure you limit your time outdoors. We have more rain in the forecast. I'll talk about that coming up in just a bit.
All right, Bob, thank you so much. DART aims on making improvements, and they want to hear from you. Today, the agency will host a DART Reimagined Community Workshop. That is for customers to identify and share opportunities for system improvements. That workshop will be held at the Georgetown Public Library from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m.
Also happening today, dealing with human trafficking in Delaware, State Senator Brian Pettyjohn will host a town hall on this topic, and it'll include a panel of experts to discuss its presence in the first state. Attendees will also be informed on how to recognize victims and what is being done to prevent human trafficking in Delaware. The town hall will take place at Sussex Central High School, and it starts at 6 p.m.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good morning, sports fans, and if you're a Jets fan, it's bittersweet. First, the bad. Aaron Rodgers, the 39-year-old Hall of Famer, making his New York debut, and on just his 4th play from scrimmage, gets sacked and does not get back up for long. MRIs are set to confirm later on today it's a ruptured Achilles, and his season is over after fewer than a handful of snaps. But now for the good. After New York clawed back and turned Josh Allen over a career-high 4 times, undrafted rookie Xavier Gibson would field the punt in overtime, and Zach Wilson, the offense, would never need to take the field. 65 yards to the house, a walk-off. New York wins it 22-16 in incredible fashion. It's the first time the Jets have ever beaten the Bills after trailing by 8 or more points at halftime. As for us here on DSN, after a thriller last night, Delmar going up to Cesar Rodney and knocking off the Riders 2-0, we've got Delaware volleyball on tap tonight. Indian River hosting Smyrna on the court. We'll go live from Dagsboro for that broadcast at 5:25 right here on DSN. Remember, for all your local coverage, be sure to download the DSN app and check out our socials at Delmarva Sports. That'll do it for sports this morning.
As a Jets fan, that certainly is a bittersweet scenario. Hope Aaron Rodgers mends up after that injury. Tough to see. Tidal Health Cam, Seaford, we're seeing a few clouds out there. Nothing in the way of fog, but there are some areas of fog inland. Watch out for that. Leave extra time to get to work. Another warm and humid day on the way with heavy rain possible into Wednesday. I'll break it down on Futurecast coming up.
today at 4 on Coast Life. Buckle up. We're unpacking Delaware's new 2024 car seat law. Plus, how Preston Goes Purple is combating substance abuse. And arm yourself with crucial self-defense tips. Coast Life today at 4 on Coast TV.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Salisbury. One weekend only. Waikamaco Civic Center. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. September 23rd and 24th. Waikamaco Civic Center. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
Performing out of space?
Yes, next July.
Wow, that's amazing. Oh, I can't change these plans.
We're stealing in the sun next summer. Heist of a lifetime.
The Olympics.
Come on, you in?
Roman Reigns will defend his title against anyone, anytime. Except next July.
DJ Khaled's priceless advice.
Show your gratitude every single day.
And Diego Boneta is here.
Weather brought to you by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, dedicated to excellence in Delaware and Maryland.
Doing what we love is the heart of our company. Coastal Comfort delivers expert work, amazing customer service, and is dedicated to consistent improvement. As we continue to grow, we will always be dedicated to serving our customers with the highest quality in products and unmatched customer service. We strongly believe that well done is better than well said. Coastal Comfort, a Carrier Factory authorized dealer. We're the experts because we earned it. Carrier, turn to the expert.
It is 6:46 on this Tuesday. Live, look there on our Tidal Health cam where the sun finally up. Still a little cloudy there though, but probably not too bad. The fog though, however, in that location, it's gone. Hopefully a clear drive to work today, Bob.
For some.
Yeah, for some.
You know, we've been talking about it, that it's been patchy. You know, some areas you're seeing the fog, others not so much. So you just really have to be careful. Pull out your smartphones. Make sure you scan the QR code right there. That will get you to the Coast TV weather app. You can look at visibility, hour-by-hour forecast, interactive radar, all on that app. Very important to have. Weather headlines, we've got more showers and storms coming. Not so much today, just isolated today. A better chance of heavy rain tomorrow with a cold front. We're tracking Lee in the Atlantic. It seems like it's forever we've been tracking Lee, and he's still coming near us, not hitting us as far as we can tell, but building waves and high rip currents certainly a risk towards the end of the week. Excuse me. And below normal temperatures, looking at cooler air coming and lower humidity by the end of the week. Here's our 5-day temperature trend. Average highs 81, 85 as we go into today. And that's it for the 80s. Tomorrow is 78 with some clouds and a few showers. 77 Thursday, 75 on Friday. Gorgeous. And then Saturday, 78. And with that, much, much lower humidity. Out the door this morning, we have temperatures in the 60s. The winds are calm or light, and we've got fog issues, patchy fog. Some of it is thick. Use the low beam headlights. 3 miles in the fog in Georgetown. Should burn off mid-morning. Otherwise, we're looking at mostly clear skies. And we do have a front hanging over the top of us. And that was the focus for those showers yesterday. And it could happen again today. More isolated in nature. But I'm watching this front back to the west. This is our fall cold front. You can see the showers from Missouri all the way up into the Great Lakes. This front heads our way tomorrow. Increases our chance for rain and thunderstorms. But this morning, it's the fog on Futurecast, burns off mid-morning, and then by noon, low to mid-80s, inland 70s along the coast, and then we start to pop up some of those showers as we go into the afternoon hours. Maybe some brief heavy rain with those vivid lightning, so watch out for that. Those are gone this evening. Overnight, partly cloudy. Then in the morning, here comes the cold front with the showers and some thunderstorms. You could be awakened by some thunder and heavy rain in the morning, and by 8 a.m., these showers moving offshore. I think there's one last push of showers into the afternoon with the actual front coming through. And then into the evening, the wind shifts to the north. We start to lower the humidity. And then into Thursday afternoon, just glorious. Low humidity, temperatures in the 70s, winds blowing from the north. But with tomorrow's rain, maybe upwards of a half an inch or a little more. That's why we're concerned about some local flooding. We keep it pretty humid as we go into Thursday. And then we get into the very comfortable range, much drier air behind that system. Here's Hurricane Lee. He's winds revving up again, moving to the west-northwest, packing winds 115, gusting to 140. It will make that turn, but move into colder water and weaken to a Category 1 as it moves well off the coast. But then it bends back towards the west, towards New England, and it could hit maybe down east Maine on into Nova Scotia, maybe even as far west as Cape Cod. So we'll be watching that. You can see the big swirl of lines, the isobars, and the rain. It passes to our east, maybe some clouds for us, but the brunt of the system moves into New England, and we're going to see some of the higher waves, maybe 3 to 6 feet along the shore by Thursday, and maybe upwards of 8 feet offshore as we go on into Friday. So really rough waves the farther offshore, but still pretty rough along the coast as well, and we'll have some rip current risk as well. That will be high. Here's your Paul Davis 7-day forecast. 85 today, 78 with storms and heavy rain Wednesday. And it calms down. Lots of sunshine, cooler, drier, 70s through the end of the week, 50s at night, beginning Friday morning into the weekend. Nice crisp air mass, 78 Saturday, up to 81 on Sunday with sunshine.
All right, thanks, Bob. Now, your commute in Wicomico County, it could be delayed starting later this week. Drivers can expect single-lane closures on Powellville Road. This will start on Thursday. This is for a paving project. The Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration says crews will work weekdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and the agency says drivers should expect significant delays during those work hours. The project is expected to be complete by mid-October with weather permitting.
It is 6:50. It's time to check in with our Coastal Pet of the Day, brought to you by Maggie's Pet Boutique.
And today's Coastal Pet of the Day shares almost the same name as Paige's dog. Now, Paige at least shares the first name.
Yes.
Your dog has a fuller name, but we're looking at Ziggy here. Ziggy is a super happy dog whose playful energy brings happiness to everyone he meets. I bet it by just looking at these pictures there. Ziggy lives in Fenwick Island, and these pictures were sent to us by Keith.
That's right. My dog is Ziggy Marley. You know, you get it?
Yes. Oh, no, I knew that.
But my Ziggy would love to play with that Ziggy. That's so sweet. We want to see more of your pets on Delmarva, especially if they have really cool names.
Like Ziggy.
Like Ziggy. Send us photos. Tell us what makes them so special.
You can email us at content@wrde.com. Then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
And weather-wise, out the door, leave extra time to get to work at school. We've got some patchy fog, not so much on our Lewis cam. Gorgeous sunrise, tunnel razor cam looking fantastic. Another warm and muggy day on the way. We could see some heavy rain on Wednesday with the cold front. Then gorgeous fall weather follows. I'll have the 10-day forecast after the break.
I felt everyone's heartbeat. It was incredible.
Best act of the night.
I think America is going to love you.
I got goosebumps. I don't know what to say.
AGT Live, tonight on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Artists like you make our show special.
I would love you to be on my team.
That was the worst accent I've ever heard.
I don't know, Reba.
The Voice, September 25th on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Scoops and scores and Friday Night Lights. Football coverage like you've never seen before on the Delmarva Sports Network. Live game of the night every Friday, including the pre, half, and post-game show, Scoops and Scores. Plus, we'll take you around Delmarva for the latest real-time scores during Friday Night Lights. Tune in to DSN Friday nights this fall season. Scoops and Scores and Friday Night Lights, only on the Delmarva Sports Network. Local teams, big dreams.
We decided to do upgrades on our house that we had built ourselves. We were looking for a particular company that would be on the same page we were as far as craftsmanship and take pride in a job well done. Now we're having the bathroom done, and we went with Spicer Brothers. I've never seen anything as fast and as efficient.
Unbelievable how quick he is, and for a one-man show.
He has a passion for his craft, and he's so efficient. We're just so tickled to death to have him.
So before you sign, keep Bass by Spicer Brothers in mind.
We'll go dancing, dancing, dancing with your shadows. Dancing with your shadows.
I know I used to be crazy. That's 'cause I used to be young. Dance the night away.
1025 WBOC.
Our mission here at the Boardwalk Buddy Walk is simple:
to create a community where people with Down syndrome or any other cognitive disorder can live, work, and play. That's why every October we invite family and friends to a full weekend of acceptance and inclusion in Rehoboth Beach. This year's event takes place at 9 a.m. at the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk and Bandstand. So come out to this year's Boardwalk Buddy Walk and walk with us.
It's 6:54. It's time for some things you need to know before you go. It's been 13 days since convict Danilo Cavalcante escaped from a Pennsylvania prison. An emergency notification from Chester County 911 was sent out shortly before 11 p.m. last night, saying police are receiving reports that Cavalcante is armed with a weapon. People in that area have been asked to lock all their doors and windows, secure their vehicles, and review their surveillance cameras. Authorities say Cavalcante's shoes were found and a perimeter has been established.
Early this morning, President Biden returned to the White House after spending time in Vietnam. Biden on Monday became the first president to not attend ceremonies commemorating the 9/11 anniversaries in New York. And while speaking in Alaska, he falsely claimed he was in New York City the day after the terrorist attacks, when in reality he was in Washington, D.C. on that fateful day.
A federal judge has dismissed a challenge to Delaware's Safe Firearm Sales Act. According to Delaware Department of Justice, this means gun dealers in Delaware could be held accountable for instances of gun violence. The law says they must maintain reasonable controls designed to prevent sales to those prohibited from owning guns and those believed to be at risk for harming themselves or others.
Entrance to Robinsonville Road, Plantation Road, was closed off yesterday as road work continues for the larger 5 Points project. Traffic will not be able to get in this area for about a month. Work continues for widening Plantation Road to add a lane for the new roundabout and realign the two roads. In the meantime, DelDOT recommends taking Cedar Grove Road to avoid the construction. However, some drivers say they can now no longer avoid seeing orange on their daily commute.
It's 6:56 now. It's time for a quick look at your forecast before you head out that door.
Got one final check with First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey.
Yeah, guys, and we're looking at those areas of patchy fog this morning. Make sure you use the low beam headlights. Be careful around the buses as well. The school season is underway. Stop for the buses, watch for the kids, because the visibility will be low in places. Then it burns off mid-morning, warming through the 70s into the 80s. I think we'll see mostly sunny skies and maybe that afternoon isolated shower or thunderstorm, maybe some brief heavy rain. Here's your Paul Davis 10-day forecast. 78 on Wednesday, so that's it for the 80s for a while tomorrow. But with the cold front, heavier showers and thunderstorms, we'll watch for the potential of flooding. Then it gets gorgeous. Thursday 77, Friday 75, and look at the overnight lows, upper 50s. Friday into the weekend, a nice cool crisp fall air mass builds in, but we're also watching building waves and rip currents from offshore Hurricane Lee into the weekend. That is the hazard we're watching. Otherwise, sky conditions great, sunny and pleasant into the weekend, and then we continue the pleasant weather as we go into next week.
Bob, sounds good. Thank you. And thank you for joining us on Coast TV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
We'll be back with Coast TV News midday. That's at 11, so stick with us.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, go ahead, download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Tuesday morning, everybody.